So this time we'll be looking at Dr. Mid-Nite, the third person to have the name Dr. Mid-Nite, the second to spell it MID-NIT, and that is Pieter Anton Cross, who first appears in his own limited series, the first issue of his own limited series, Dr. Mid-Nite #1 in 1999. He came with the modern Our Man Rick Tyler and the modern Mr. Terrific, none of them looking like the other sculpt-wise, whereas previously the old JSAs had a very similar look and looked good together. These guys don't look like they belong together. The first thing I notice is that he's kind of got a small head. My second gripe is the legs. They're just so freaking stocky and awkward, and yeah, it's just not good. His cape gets in the way of his articulation. I mean, it is soft, so you can't force it up like that. And his arms go that far back. They do go in and out pretty nicely, and that's it. There's none of the DC Direct shoulder swivel that a lot of new figures have. It bends at the elbow and rotates at the wrist. There's no waist articulation. He's got a regular T crotch joint there. His leg go forward and back, and his knees bend. Last but not least, he has the ball-jointed head, so he can look up and down, and well as side to side, and kind of rock his head back and forth a little bit too. I do like the touch of the clear green goggles, but the glue gets in way of the actual sculpted eyes, I think. You saw before, he has one accessory, and that is his owl. Now, this owl's name, being the modern owl, is not Hootie. It is Charlie, after Charles McNider. He's has this open-winged sculpt to him. Yeah, I'm not impressed with the owl figure. He does have a gimmick, though. You can see that he has two magnets on each of his feet, and there is a magnet on each gauntlet here. He can stick there, but it's not that powerful, so you move him around and he is going to drop off. Now, the cape is kind of nice. Like I said, it does impede the posability of the arms, but those look pretty nice. Again, from the back, the head is just too small. And he's got a nice soft plastic little piece of tunic here in the front, as well as soft belt. I mean, he's okay. He's probably I don't want to say the best out of this patch of modern JSA figures from DC Direct. Much more a fan of the character than this figure. Well, years ago, of course, you know that Charles McNider, the original Golden Age Dr. Mid-Nite, was himself a doctor, and actually delivered Pieter Cross. Through the story of his parents, that's actually one of the reasons why he wanted to become a doctor. He was, I think his father was a Nobel Prize winner, and was actually of Norwegian descent. Hence the funny spelled Peter. He was orphaned, I believe, and inherited his father's and mother's fortune. And he created this fortune to create a series of clinics in his adopted town of Portsmouth, Washington. He has become a physician, and he operates this clinic or clinics in the city, administering health care to the poor. And he sees an increase of people high on this new drug, designer drug, that is developed from the venom compound that gives Bane his super strength. He begins investigating this on his own because the cops are, don't want to do anything or are somehow in on it. Well, he gets too close to getting answers as to who the big supplier is, and so he is drugged and set up in a car accident, which claims the life of a woman and blinds him. But he finds out that, like the Golden Age Dr. Mid-Nite, he can see in the dark. Actually, in other spectrums of light. And so he adopts the methods and devices of the Golden Age Dr. Mid-Nite. The blackout bombs, the lenses, more high-tech derivatives of that, and along with some high-tech medical devices that he's come up. So, like a little crash cart hidden in pockets all over his uniform. He's ready to perform surgery almost anywhere, deal with any kind of a medical emergency. He is eventually invited to join the new JSA, and has a brief relationship with the Black Canary, until, of course, Green Arrow shows up. He's really become the premier, or the go-to guy for any metahuman, superhuman that is looking for a doctor. He maintains in Portsmouth, he maintains this network made up of people that he saves. Kind of like, I say, the Shadow or something. They're all people that owe their lives to him. He's gotten them off the street, or he's literally saved their lives. They pay him back by becoming operatives in his little network. Now, one other thing you should know about Charlie is that although it's not on here, not sculpted on there, he does carry a little camera around his neck there, which has a little relay inside the goggles there, so he's able to use Charlie to do little recon missions. It's kind of cool. I think his head could have been a little bit bigger, and that would have made the figure better. Not some of DC Direct's best work. Unfortunately, I really think they kind of phoned it in on these modern JSA figures. So anyway, that'll be it. Until my next review, so long and see ya.